Press the bell icon on YouTube and don't miss another update.
I'm here with the West Bengal Governor Jagdeep Dhankhar. He has spent a very short time so far. He came here he assumed office only early this month, but in 30th of July. And very short time, he is being called as the people's governor here.
I have been here only for a couple of weeks. And these weeks have been the most memorable period of my life. As a matter of fact, on 20th July, me and my wife were watching the television, and we came to know through the television that I have been appointed governor of West Bengal. That was the birthday of my wife. So it was an occasion for me to celebrate when this significant news came. I was reminded immediately by a friend that 20th July was also the 50th anniversary of Neil Armstrong and his colleague landing on the moon. So I thought the event is compounded by several situations. To assume the office of governor after an active 40 years in legal profession is indeed a big change. Legal profession is a jealous mistress. It is after 40 years I was in the profession and in my married life. But now the jealous mistress is no longer there. So I am at the complete command of my wife. So she should be delighted. Coming to West Bengal, the place is not new to me. I have been here on numerous occasions, but all those occasions were for litigation. I have enormous respect for the senior advocates, lawyers, judges here. And landing here on 29th of July and taking oath on 30th of July, trust me, these have been the happiest times of my life. When you call on a man like former Chief Minister Buddhadev Bhattacharya ji, and you see his simplicity, everyone talks about it, but that was the situation even while he was Chief Minister. I did call on him also in the hospital when he was not well. And look at what a gesture by him, a moment of life for me. He took off his mask to talk to me. Within 2 days I came together that I also wear another hat. And that hat is of Chancellor of Universities. The number is really maybe the largest for any governor, and more than 24. I have interacted with all the vice chancellors. I said, if the vice chancellor is not spinally strong, then surely university cannot prosper. I firmly believe that both the government and the chancellor have a very limited role in running the universities. Universities cannot be treated as a department or extension of the government. The governmental role is defined by the statute with which we all are bound. And we must confine our role, be that of the chancellor or be that of anyone in the government, so that the universities do not become an extension either of the Raj Bhavan or of the government.
What are your concerns?
No, my concerns are that while the number of universities is large, their background is great, they are yet to attain the heights of excellence at a national level. And we need to do all we can possibly.
What about politics on the campus?
Well, what I gather is that from early 2017, there have been no elections in the student bodies. And I always favor, as expression of democratic talent and otherwise also, and that the Supreme Court had thought it wise by way of Lingdo committee to indicate its mind on student elections. They must be there. But if student elections are not held, that is not wholesome for the life on the campus. We need to have them.
So my colleague in Kolkata, Madhuparna Das, she's here, she's not in the frame. She tells me that you are seized with this anti-lynching bill which has been introduced in the assembly. Apparently, some Congress and left leaders had come and met you because this law, the draft law, provides for death sentence.
Madhuparna Das has rightly indicated, I did get a delegation, and the delegation was of leader of the opposition Menon and leader of the left parties. So two very significant segments of the opposition. They saw me. And they saw me along with three other legislators who happened to be chairman of various committees. They came to me with a representation. And their representation was that I, as Governor State of West Bengal, in terms of a particular constitutional provision, had recommended introduction of a bill. But the bill introduced in the assembly on 26th of August was not the one which I had recommended for introduction. And they said that subsequently, by the same number, another bill had been moved. I patiently listened to them and I indicated them my fourfold approach. I said, coming as it does from you, the virtually the total opposition and leader of the opposition duly recognized, I would bestow my attention to it. I would seek a report from the assembly as regards what is their stand. If necessity arises, I'll confer with the learned Advocate General, and then if need further is felt, I might have a word with the Speaker of the Assembly. The Honorable Chief Minister is leader of the House. She came on the Rakhi day, also tied Rakhi, and for me it is sentimental. If she has tied Rakhi, well, for me it's a lifelong obligation. And I have no doubt that I'm never going to have any problem with the Chief Minister. So far, if I have indicated anything to her, I can have no grievance. As a matter of fact, her warmth right from day one has been of amazing category. On 29th itself, I got sweets. I got a congratulatory message before I landed in Kolkata. Apart from everyone, all her senior cabinet ministers were present on oath. She sent her finance minister to me to brief on the economy. Dr. Amit Mitra, a gentleman known to me for a long time, an economist. So I have no issues. The higher education, you see, in the state of West Bengal, to the extent my relationship with the government is concerned, I have no issues. No. But if I do have, then I have a friend in the Chief Minister And that issue will be deliberated, discussed, determined by two of us. So I don't think an issue of any nature can as such come up.
Sir, your predecessor, Mr. Tripathi, he had raised concerns about the appeasement policy being followed by the state government here. And he said it was responsible for damaging social harmony in West Bengal. What is your view on this?
Sir, you missed the bus. Mr. Tripathi was the right man to take the call. And Mr. Tripathi, a very distinguished man, my very distinguished predecessor. As a matter of fact, all my distinguished predecessors, it is difficult to fit in their shoes. I can't fit in. If the head at the top makes a public statement and is firmly judgmental about everything, that should be avoided. I do not favor police authorities to be judgmental about investigation. I have flagged an issue to the state government that the senior police officers, with respect to the incident involving the member parliament, had held formal press conferences and pronounced conclusions. That is antithetical to rule of law. You have to conduct fair investigation. There can't be fair investigation by subordinates if the head at the top makes a public statement and is firmly judgmental about everything. That should be avoided. So I did flag the issue. The Director General of Police was gracious enough to come. And is a very fine gentleman. The Director General of Police, Virendra Singh, is a very, very fine gentleman. He spent time, he came, and I flagged the issue, and it is now receiving attention of higher ups in the government. It's only a matter of time that this will happen.